Good evening, everybody. It is DP with Alpha Traders. We are here again with our weekly top five plus one this week. It's been a choppy week. It's consolidation. It's a matter of do we break up and then drop down for May, or do we? It was that 23, that 2320. We'll call it 420 SPY, the top for the local top, anyways. May is historically a bearish month, so we will see how it operates moving forward. But again, like video, follow, don't forget. We're putting out more videos throughout the week, real quick ones. So make sure you set your alerts. Make sure you like that button. More and more likes, the more and more we put out there. This is our webpage, alphatraders.com. 3 free day trial. You guys try it out for 3 days, see if you like it. Also, you guys can see here on our profile. This is right here, this link for our SMS scalpers. Just check out this link here. It's too cheap. People have made 3 years of the SMS memberships in literally a day. It's been amazing. So with that being said, let's get to it. So let's start with SPY. Daily, pretty easy range here. Over 1480, 418.25, 14, you can call it 418.54, somewhere in that range. I would probably go with 418.25. It was historical resistance, and then it fake break and then came back under it. So 14.25 is kind of my line here. I'm looking for options, buying the 420s. We're already at a gap up. If you guys look at it, ES right now, 41.89, nice gap up, nice push through. Big area right here, 42.02, as you can see. There's prior resistance here. Got to bust through if we do that. 42.09, and we'll call it 42.08, 42.09 ES, big numbers. Through that, it's going to rocket. We'll get 20 points out of it. I am bearish moving into May. What they say is sell in May and go away. I think that's going to hold true again. But as we're looking at this, fair market value probably going to open up somewhere around this between 418.25 and 418.50, 54. If we open up above, I'll be looking to scalp it first 5 minutes. Scalp up, but really the break here is if you can get above, you want to call this high 419. You could say 419 to 420. You can have a nice little play right there tomorrow. If we don't sell that gap up like we have been selling the gap, every time there's a gap up, they sell the whole thing and fill the gap immediately. So it's gonna have to be a quick play at open, boom, hit it, roll, take your profits. In my opinion, is what I'm gonna do is if it hits 420, 50, 420, 71, anything in that area, I'm gonna take my profits. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. If it busts through it, we'll roll and buy the 421s. It's pretty simple. On the 65-minute candle, or 65-minute charts, I should say. EMA cloud's still rolling down. There's still this gap to fill here. It looks like we're going to fill this gap tomorrow personally. We haven't been able to. We just gapped down. We just took things with us. We're currently in swings from up here, 420, 47-ish. We have SPY. We have just layered SPY puts for mid-May and end of May. As I think we're going to see some really bearish action, even if we roll up here, even if we get above 427.1 and we go to 424, 425, I'll be shorting that too. Back to the breakout here, I'll be swing shorting that. So if it keeps going high, we're going to swing short it. We're going to make money one way or another. But same play. Get over that last candle on the open there, which it will, 417.57. Nope, the gap at 418.40, 418.50, all the way up to 419.55. That's a nice little play on same 0 day to 0 days to close lottos tomorrow on SPY. Let's get to the Qs. Qs are tough for anybody right now. I mean, tech just, after earnings, everything sold off. That's really my bearish thesis. Is that happened last quarter as well, and we just went towering down. But I mean, overall, it's not awful. It's holding 334.19 on the daily. This has been a prior area, 337, 336.82. This is on my 65-minute chart. This 337 you'll see in a minute. So there is room to go. If it clears 342.23 and up to 340, we'll call it 343, clears that, off to the races. I could see it rolling all the way to 353. But tech has to lead us if we're going to go up there. See on the 65-minute chart, you can see my lines now. That's where that came from. Same exact thing. There's your little range, local range low. This is a big number here, 340.25. Still the clouds are still going sell. My guess is they'll bust through this. It'll probably open here. We'll call it 339.75-ish, somewhere around here. If it opens above 340.25, super bullish, through 340.77, you can really move up fast. Have some QQQ puts. They're going to be negative at open, but they're for mid-May. So I'm not sitting here worried about them. We'll see how it all works out. Small caps, Russell. Let's go back to the daily here. Same exact thing as we've been talking about before. This is rolling down. Everything's rolling down. The clouds are still a buy, which is interesting on the daily, but the clouds really carry more weight on the 65-minute to me anyways. And this is a strong sell into this. It's basing here, which is good, but I think this 223 is a really good buy. If it gets down there, I think what's going to happen, it's going to bounce a little bit. It's going to just kind of go like this and then drop. So we'll see how it works out, but small caps are not for me, not the play for me this week. I'm not looking at them. Still have big earnings ahead. We got a couple people that are on our list here, but we'll start with Tesla. You guys know me. I'm usually on top of Tesla constantly. I missed this. Full transparency, I totally missed this. I was not watching Tesla. It had sold off 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, and I should have been doing my due diligence, and I messed up on that. Usually don't mess up on those things. Now, we did cash in our puts down here. So we maximized our puts, made about 50, 60, 70% on those puts to offset. So it paid for the calls that we missed on the sell-off of the earnings. So very interesting, 715.33. Get through that tomorrow, which it might gap up through that. Really a big level here is about 723-ish. This anchored VWAP right here from the local high, about 722, we'll call it. 722 gets you back to that 737 pivot, and now you're in the acceleration zone. Really above 756, it really can get to 830. I mean, this thing can really go fast. Let's make a stop at 792, right at the bottom of the shelf, the supply. It can really start going. This is big supply. I would not expect it to get through this before May. The market pulls back. So we'll be watching this. Super easy levels to get through. You can see it on the 65-minute chart too. It's even clearer. The last candle was 709.90. Gets through that. That 715 right above here. It's actually direct confluence. There's this gap here that wants to be filled, 732, 733. That has always been a little bit of an area, 730, 732. 737 is really the big one, and then you can really get moving to 750 and beyond. So Tesla, number one, a lot of volume. Not going to miss it twice. Roku, big earnings this week. It's good. Earnings will be sold just because they own. I mean, it's just the trend. By the RTH next day, the earnings are sold. So I would really love to back it at 300. I would really love to. I don't think it's going to get down to the daily 200. Excuse me, but this daily 200 is a massive buy for me. But I would think this 336 area holds. If not, you're going to get a 322, 325, somewhere in this little range right here. I do think it runs up back to 377. That's why I kind of like it. You get through this. This is the 100-day right here, I believe. What is this? Yeah, it's the 100. So you get through this 348, 19, this area here. You get through this, then I don't see what's holding you back from 355 again. So interesting to watch. It's got a lot of junk. This is very choppy, very junky. It's like in baseball, you go against a junk ball pitcher, and you're hoping that you can just get a piece of it. and just, get yourself a line drive single. That's what I'll be looking for on Roku. Twitter, interesting. I'm not usually a big Twitter. I'm not really interested in the stock. I think there's way better plays in social media, but like Snap, for example. But interesting that it gapped down and then it held this 55. And now we're looking at this supply area on the 65. This demand area. Building a nice little shelf on the 65 minute. Really interested. If it holds 55.05, there's no guarantee that it will. If it holds this is a super cool buy. Maybe for next week, for this week, you could maybe just lotto the 56s or 57s, because I could see at least getting back to the gap at 57.65. But very interesting. This gap is super interesting. Just, gaps are meant to be filled in my thesis world. And 64 goes. You could buy some leaps on this. Maybe not leaps. Buy 2 weeks out. And then the leap I would talk about is probably like the 70 calls for 2023. You could, if you're a long-term investor, you don't look at it every day, it could be a really good play for you. Next up, Uber. Nobody has this on the list, but we're in it. I'll tell you why. It looks garbage. It looks absolutely like garbage. But then look what happened here. This happened on Friday. Look at this. From this area here, oops, sorry. From 2:30, get off there. Look at this end of day, the last 30 minutes. Look at the amount of people that got into this. We bought the 57s and we saw this, and I saw it and I'm like, wow, what is this volume coming in? Some big players. There's news coming out this week. There's some sort of news, and somebody knows something. Some people know it because this is a big order right here. And these are blocks. This means that big boys are sweeping them up in blocks. They're trying to hide the size that they're in. So super interesting. And then you go look at the chart, and you see this big drop, big oversold drop, and it bounced. And then you had an inside day here, and you're like, wow, that's actually a little bullish. Sellers are almost gone. There's monster support here at 53.11. You can tell this whole range through here. If you look on the daily, they filled this gap, even though it was already filled. Very interesting. And now you're sitting here, all this is going down, and then you look at the 65 minute, and your bull case is like, whoa, it kind of looks like Twitter, doesn't it? This, and it held, it touched 1, 2, 3 times already. This 54, we'll call it 54 area. This was a really nice place to get it long. We bought it towards the end of the day. This is the last hour here. We bought it when it overtook this candle here. We bought the 57s. So 57, I mean, you're talking about here, which is, what do you know? The 65 minute, 200 EMA. Who would have thunk it? So we're looking to make some nice coin on this. If it breaks this 100 EMA on the 65 minute, this thing can really go, get up to 58, 59 by the end of the week. But we saw this, and it was very interesting. I don't think a lot of people are on this, and I think we are. Next, HD, Home Depot, just a monster stock. This thing is just, it's just unbelievable how good it is. It's building this channel. It looks a lot, if you guys look at the NVIDIA channel that's building, this is the same thing. It's the same type of thing. Really liking it. Breaks 324, which it will pre-market tomorrow. I hope if it breaks 325.75 in the morning, this is a monster buy. You can just buy the 327.50s or 320. Yeah, 327.50 is probably good. That's what I'm looking at. You could at least get that move, and if it really wants to power through, you can get 328. We'll see how it goes, but I mean, this is going to be a nice scalp play. Get 20-30% in and out in a couple hours. It's beautiful. Home Depot, just a monster stock. Home Depot. That's the one you want in the IRA. Shopify. So same thesis. You remember what I was saying about Tesla? I had 4 days down in a row, right? My thesis coming in with Shop here tomorrow is I don't think it gets bought. I think they're going to push it down by the end of the day, and I think you're going to have 3 down days in a row. I am really looking at this area here, the 1088, the 1063 to the 1088 area for a nice bounce. This thing could go back to this volume shelf 1135. Again, it's sitting on the 21 day, so super interesting. You break that 21 day, I mean, you're going to get a drop, and it's going to be fast. And I think this is a monster buy, this area here, if you can get it on Tuesday morning. Might even, I don't know if Monday at close. We'll see how far it goes down. I mean, because honestly, it could bounce off this and just come back to 1225 and just sit there. And in that case, you're kind of in no man's land, and you could play the short if you want. You can play it. You could probably play it to 1175. It's a nice little scalp, probably 30-40%. But the problem is, if it takes off on you, you're going to get smushed. So, I would rather buy it here, or if it breaks 1301, even if it starts to overtake here, even if it's 1250, could be a good area as well. Last one, as we come into May, Beam Therapeutics, very interesting name. Therapeutics usually have a really good May into June, into the summer months. Looking at Beam, it's been beaten down big time. We even lost some money on this coming, in this downtrend. We got smoked a couple times. But it's starting to curl up. Everything's looking good. Got above the 8-day. Looks like it started a new active sequence. So for me, if you were looking, I wouldn't lotto this. We're currently in the mid-May ones, but I think we're in the mid-May 85s. So we're looking for this to move, but this is a good place to buy. If you want to get some momentum, maybe above 84.15, you get up and you can move forward. So those are our plays for this week. We appreciate you guys always. Please like and comment. And if you have requests during the week, please let me know. Just comment, in the on the video here. We'll try to pump out as many as we can. Keep you updated on stuff as things come by. So good luck this week, and we'll see you out there.